both of you, trying to get it. Yeah, you can do one hand or the other. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't do the zombie thing if I were you guys, okay? But both of you are like blocking lots of places. So you block, come on, what are you going to do? You block, and then you're looking for this, like a ledge like that, you see? But if you look at her spine, it's not all that compromised. And don't move anything, okay? For example, this tilt, if you straighten your head better, no, like here, see, you're like that. I have no control over her head from this angle. Move your head up and down, all around. I cannot stop that from happening. So you go in here for no freaking reason, and that's making your center of gravity go up. But you don't have to. Now stay where you are, and from here, straighten your spine. Do you see? I'm not telling you to go back. I'm just your hunch. Do you get it? And I can't make you. I want you to hunch and unhunch. You see that? I cannot control that from here. I can't control her head. Do you get it? So I get that there's some tilt here, but if you would fix your head and fix your spine, now I'm not telling you to go back. You're hunching for no reason. Okay? So she's pretty freaking balanced. So just stay where you are. You don't need that hand. Just stay where you are. Okay? I'm gonna take my hand away. Stay where you are. Where was her line of gravity? It's inside her base of support. This is not Kazushi, okay? So what happens is you guys will get here, give me the other hand, okay? You'll get here, and now you just kind of push this into some semblance of the front inward Kazushi, okay? So I'll say it again, is you'll find some ledge, there it is, and then you're pushing it, okay? And there was, of course, those who go that way, but even here, you guys are like pushing it into that, okay? We go, and I want to use the yield on the adhesion. Do you see that difference? Okay, stay where you are. Okay, got it? You see? So, again, this is very common because we're in the contestation, is you're like, I can feel that, and then you try to use that, but it's actually over here, and then you'll find that, okay? You gotta understand? So you have to look at all the places where you're like stopping her, and then realize you're trying to stop just so you can find a ledge to now do that kind of stuff, okay? It's not the same. So we're here, you see, it's on that hand. Again, if I just get out of the way, it doesn't do anything because she's trying to counter so she wouldn't fall off balance like modern Aikido imagines people will do. You know, you move out of the way and they're going to fall into you and go, whoa, the chair got pulled out. You know what I mean? This just doesn't happen. So you have to be the one to find the adhesions to create the balance breaking. And you'll never do it by looking for a ledge that you can now push them on. It is on a yield, true, it's on a yield, but it has to be sticky in order to move them. Against it. Now, again, when I'm here and you feel that value, okay, you want to think she's just going to pull back. Like, you want to think that she'll pull back. But what's happening? It's getting stickier. Do you see that? So again, you in Patreon, you can't feel that, so you don't know what it is. But I think physics-wise, you can understand it. If the fact that I'm matching friction, when she gives me the counter opposing force, it's going to increase the force at the contact. And so I just maintain that friction, and it just gets stickier when she does that. Which is why when you watch more of our advanced videos, you'll never see Ronan pull back on that. He has to get off of it, okay? He can't pull back. He has to, I'll do it, okay? So you're like, take it however you want, okay? Try to even hook it. You could just grab it, okay? If I pull back, I'm increasing the force there, okay? And so I don't pull back. I find a way to go around the force. I got to free my center from your adhesion point, okay? So there is a yield, yes, but it is an adhesion that's pulling you into the yield, which you either instinctually, untrained people will pull against it. You're making it worse. Trained people will now have to yin yield. Got it? So I'll just get you here, okay? Oh, there it is. Now you got to free the adhesion point. Yeah, come on. There she goes, okay? I don't know why you would touch me again. Okay? You free, yes. Do you see? But pay attention to that same one. Where's her hand going? Back towards her. Do you see? So she's not going to go forward because that would just continue her kazushi. She can't pull back on it. She has to come back into herself, and that's the hyper yin yield that you want, okay? So when I go here, she hyper yin yields, boom, this is where, you follow it in. Into whatever, okay? In our game, when I'm here and she hyper yin heals, I practice the following skill back to another adhesion point. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, try it. You two have to stopping them, start yielding, and don't use the projection point to do what you should have done with the adhesion point. Okay? Again, repeating, there is a yin yield, but it must be an adhesion. So let's put it a little differently. Those are not either or. There's a yin yield, with an adhesion. Okay, so as we're going, that assaultive energy, I have to get out of the way. You understand? So let's look at that same one. I have the angle of deflection. So he's pushing here, right? Stay there, stay there. I'm at the distal end of the lever. So as he has an intention here, he can't do anything here. You understand? He can't do anything on these 90 degrees because of the distal end lever theory. Got that? Okay? So I have a deflection. I'm not going to do it here because my lever is shorter. So I do it here. Okay? Yes. Then there was that angle of deviation here. So he's trying to hit here, and I go, whoa, like that. You see that? Okay, all of that happened. But if I just move out of the way, then you have that same thing. Stay where you are, don't move, I'm gonna let go. And he's in perfect balance, okay? So I do have to do this, but I have to get that adhesion. That is what I have to get. So that I create the dilemma, he's either going to keep going or he has to get off of it. And then we have the other thing. The other thing, did you get it?
Yes.
Right now you guys have no yin yield. You're like trying for the adhesion without getting stuff off the line. You understand that?
Yes.
So as he's going, you have to get him off the line. See, he's not on the line, and you saw his balance kind of wobble, okay? And I'm not going to take the throw where his balance is. So for example, I'm not going to try to take his line of gravity and try to get past that outside basic support. I'm not going to do that. And it's not going to be here either. It's somewhere around here. That's too far. That's closer. So that's where I go. Do you see that? Do you guys understand that? Okay. But he's probably going to do something. No, he does something. Do you see? You get it? But if you don't get him on his initial assault to get him in a compromised position, when he does something, you won't be able to as easily keep the advantage. When you're here like that, he's going to do something. He's perfectly balanced. If you get it one time, two times, you're not going to get it the fifth time. It's not, and that's what's happening. Okay?
Right.
So you have to, like I always say, you have to get him somewhere where you get his balance. And what I am setting up in the game is his initial assaultive energy is what I use. Get his balance. Do you understand that? Because that's what you do in the application phase. It's not that someone's going to touch my chest, but there's going to be the spinal displacement. And that is what I use with my yin yield, but it's in an adhesion. Okay? All right. Try it again. You got to yield. You got to use his assault. Oh, you pushed him back into balance. You got to use his assault. You're not even letting him attack. Andrew, you can watch Chris's spine, how upright it remains because she's stopping him, okay? She pushes him back always. Keep it going, make him get out of it. Don't take your knife out of the fight, man. Let him attack. Let him attack. And you keep taking a hand off for no freaking reason. I don't know why. Let him attack. A little better. Let him attack. Stay connected to whatever you can. Yeah, see how you pull your hand out for no reason. And you like stop everything. Okay? You're gonna hit. That's what I want to use. Yeah. You understand? So you'll see what we did here. You're going there. You see this hand, okay? As you start to go, this adhesion goes with that. You see that? This hand's doing the parry. This hand is doing the balance. And back to Andrew, I will take it as far as I can. She has to get out of it. And that's when you have other things. She has to get out of it. Backs again. There it is again. I let her attack. Don't stop the attack. She attacks, yield. I'm pulling. She has to get out of it. You pull back into it. And you increased it. You're not out of it. Come on, get out of it. You got to swing this hand. There you go. Okay, so let me talk you through that. So again, and this is what you would want in a fight. So you're way off balance, right? I'll hold you there, okay? And you're trying to like hit with this hand. So you have like a fist, you see, but you're teetering. You understand? You're like you're trying to do that. So when your punch comes to the face, you're adding the energy that's keeping you going that way. You understand? So you have to free the hand. Yes. You get that? What you were doing was holding on this hand, which is going to increase the adhesion. Because you're like, I almost got it, but you don't. All this stems from let them attack you. Okay? You let them attack you. Don't stop them. They come in, that's what I want. I pulled you to there. You decide what you're going to do, and I follow. You go again. all comes from letting them attack. Okay? If I go here, you'll see like it's about to lose. Do you get it?
Right.
Okay. But I can make by what I do with this hand. So for example, this is now going to be over yang.
Right.
Do you feel that?
Yes.
Okay. But if this hand now keeps you going that way, do you understand? Now it won't be over yang.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
But sometimes, as we're going, right, I'm trying to get that, it's starting to weaken. You see, they start to slip. Because of it's entering its yin phase. Well, if what I want to accomplish requires less adhesion, the yin phase will work. So if I'm moving you that way, it's, with the other hand, it's doing that job. So that is one way that I only got, let's say the adhesion has a yang value of 5, but your balance requires a yang value of 6. Do you see that? By moving you with the other hand, your balance now requires a yang value of 3, and 5 was plenty. You see, so I'm using one hand in this case to make whatever value is there still viable. Okay? But sometimes, as we're going, right, I can, in this case, what I'm going to do is the two adhesions, let's say they're both at 3. Do you see that? One at 3 won't work. You have a disturbance value of 6. But together, the two will work. Three plus 3. Do you understand that? So that's another way, okay? Another way that I can do this is it's going to be not so possible at the 4 and 8, okay? But as I get the adhesion, like it's right here, okay? But you can feel it's at its edge. Do you see that? Okay? So I'll turn your body to keep it to do that. So in this case, it's only at its edge. See there? It's only at its edge when it's going straight. But once it starts to go around me, do you see? It's now going to be. You might want to go on that side. This parallel angle, right, is not going to have as much yang value as if it was curved and I'm doing that. Do you see that? So I use this hand to turn you, and then I get more adhesion. On that. You see that? So in this case, I'm using the one hand to increase the yang value to do it. Okay? So far what I showed you is I can move you so that whatever yang value I got here that was not going to be ample is ample. Then I showed you how to add the two together so that it is now ample. And then I showed you how to feed so that you get more yang value out of that, okay? And the takeaway is that your hands work in conjunction with each other, okay? Now, when you felt those good throws, right? You felt those good throws, it's because you had the two hands at the +3, +3.
Right.
Do you get it? And it's kind of like it worked out. But he's going to do all kinds of things, and so you need those other ways of having the two hands feed each other. Okay? That's what I meant. Okay? Does that, and that is where those two lateral, the first one like I'll decrease how much is needed, and now I'll feed how much I have. Those are more difficult, and that's why I want you to start with. It's where we always start. You see, starting here and moving the whole center of the Aiki Tanden. Just keep chasing that.